Hey YouTube, MetalDuck9 here. Today I'm going to be talking about what's on everyone's mind right now, the upcoming September 2010 ban list, and what I think is going to happen. After looking at the state of the game and the manner of the cards which they were made, I've made a prediction list of what I'm pretty sure is going to happen. Of course, I don't know the actual lists. Konami can do all sorts of things, especially with this upcoming one, because there's so many good decks out there and so many different things they can do to them, but I'm pretty sure I've come up with a pretty close idea of what's going to happen, but we'll see what's coming up in a couple weeks. Just going to state it right now that I'm pretty sure it will be an X-Saber format, just because most of the cards are TCG exclusives, so they can't hit what made them broken, and they're not going to hit what's already out in Japan because they're not doing anything there and we go off their meta. But gonna start off though with my first card, which I think will be banned, which will be Rescue Cat, because that card is simply too broken. Even in Japan, there's lots of decks that use him, but here it just makes X Sabers ridiculous because your Airbellum Dark Soul plays or your double Airbellum plays. It's almost the centerpiece of the deck right now, and it's an instant +1, and if not more, and it's ridiculous. I think it needs to go. And my second card, which is my only other card that'll be banned, I think will be Cold Wave, because Cold Wave is like a luxury almost. It's overkill because it prevents spells and traps not only just for this turn but for the next turn too. It makes it so your opponent doesn't even have a chance to fight back. It's a bit overpowered. It's what makes the Rescue Cat plays go unchecked. It's what makes almost anything you could think of go unchecked. It's too powerful. It's nothing that you can't do with a more balanced trap stun, because at least it gives your opponent next turn so they can play some stuff, unlike Cold Wave, which just shuts them down. So that's all I have banned. Limited, I'm pretty sure the launcher will go down to 1. It's Monster Reborn on crack for Infinities, plus grabbing Archfiend and searching another launcher is just retarded almost. It's overpowered, it allows for too many OTKs. With Launcher at 1, the Infernity deck will still be good, just be a lot different. No more OTKing instead, because they have a lot of good control cards. Like Archfiend is pretty nice to just grab things like Barrier, or it'll be a more controlled Synchro deck if Launcher goes down to 1, so it'll still be pretty powerful. Also, limited, I have Gear Frame going down to 1. I mean, some people are like, oh, don't touch my Machinas, but seriously, Gear Frame is like Stratos, but worse. There's a reason Stratos is at 1, because you get your D-Hero engine going. Well, you did get your D-Hero engine going, but not anymore. But anyways, because Gear Frame grabs the boss monster of the Machina deck, which abuses off plussing with gadgets, or you can automatically +1 just grab Force to grab a Fortress that's already in your graveyard. Also worth mentioning that Fortress has a lot of broken effects. And Gear Frame is also a union, so it adds an additional protection to that fortress. It's too good at 3. Also, which everyone wants to see limited or banned, I have Mass Driver. For obvious reasons. Frog first turn kills shouldn't even be a deck. It's too good. And first turn kills, OTKs are bad for the game's health. And Konami hates those. That's definitely going to go down to 1. A few of the cards I've limited. I'm pretty sure Dandelion's going back down to 1. It had its format. It had its time at 2. It's proven a bit too powerful. It's made a lot of decks, so I'm pretty sure that's going down to 1. And my one banned card that I think will become limited is probably going to be Magician of Faith. I mean, think about it. Yeah, it's a good card, but it's not ban worthy. Like, okay, grab your Heavy Storm back. Grab your Brain Control. Like, you have to use your summon for that. It's, in my opinion, one of the most likely banned cards to come back. Or maybe Tsukuyomi or Time Seal, but I'm pretty sure something like that's going to come back. Also limited, this might sound surprising at first, but let me explain. Stardust Dragon. With Stardust Dragon at 1, not so many decks are going to run Starlight Road, because if you only run one Stardust Dragon, you're going to be forfeiting your option to Synchro for him. Or Starlight Road would be a dead draw, almost. So, because Starlight Road has been causing quite a bit of problems, just because you're too scared to play your Heavy Storm or any other mass removal effect, which before set a state of balance in the game between setting all your back row versus mass removal, but Starlight Road, in my opinion, tipped that balance. So with Stardust Dragon at 1, you won't see Starlight Road played so much outside of decks, well, except for decks that like don't synchro that much, like Machiner. So, also limited, I have, this might sound surprising at first, but I'll explain, Black Whirlwind. Like, yeah, Black Wings aren't doing so much here, but in Japan, Black Wings are the best deck right now because they have Pot of Duality, which we're getting here really, really soon, and they also have Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier. Those two cards make Black Wings an extremely powerful threat in Japan, and we go off Japan's list, so kind of sucks, but yeah, Whirlwind's probably going to get hit. It's the most likely card to get hit for Black Wings. And the last two cards I have hit are Pot of Duality, which, yeah, we're just about to get it, but look at the card. It's too good to stay at 3. It's like a draw engine for every single deck, and it makes decks that already have a draw engine just overpowered. So, I'm pretty sure that's going to get touched. And my last card hit is Raikou, just because Raikou is in so many decks right now, in multiples, and Konami likes hitting those sort of tech. So, 1-for-1 destruction for every deck is pretty sure they're going to touch that. Which also leads to my next card, which is probably going to get semied. Because with Raikou at 1, Charge of the Light Brigade coming to 2 isn't really a big problem anymore. Because it only helps the Lightsworn deck, which needs a bit of help right now, with everything smacked and not seeing much play. So a second charge would add a bit more speed to the deck, and with Raikou at 1, you won't see a charge being used as an engine for fueling other decks, which is pretty much everyone's main concern with charge coming back to 2. Also, back to 2, I have Destiny Draw for obvious reasons, like going down to 1 was just a bit overkill for the DHZ deck, so Destiny Draw back at 2 would provide a D-Hero engine for other decks again. Plus, with everything commons now, it's affordable for a lot of people to try out. Also, Semied, I have Substitoad, just because the card is too good. It dumps all your frogs in the graveyard, and it's just a bit too powerful at 3. Like, it needs to get hit slightly, along with already had Mass Driver Limited, so Frog first turn kill won't be around. Frog Marks will still be pretty powerful, so. Also semied, I have Duloran, just because in the OCG it's semied, and we go off their list, so they're going to semi it. Also, very interestingly, since I put Solemn at 2, I think it might go to 2 actually, because they were almost going to do that last list apparently, but they decided not to at the last second. Solemn at 2 will help out Glads because Rescue Cat got banned, which they didn't need to get touched. Glads, that is, so. It also will help solve a lot of problems against, like a Solemn at 2 would help other decks deal with the huge threats like coming up, with X-Sabers probably still going to be on top. Also, back at 2 I have Chaos Sorcerer, which really should not have gone to 1, just a bit overkill for Twilight. It's really not a problem card, it should come to 2. Also, I have Summoner Monk back at 2, with Rescue Cat banned. Monk at 2 is no problem. Also allows for some pretty interesting deck ideas to spawn up, so, and without Cat it's not broken. So, also at 2 I have Infernity Archfiend, just because Konami really likes smacking the big decks. They're not just going to hit 1 card for Infernity, they're going to hit like 2 or 3. So I'm pretty sure Archfiend might go down to 2. The deck will still be good, trust me. I guarantee the deck will still see play. It'll just be different. And lastly, semied, I have Necrogarna. Just, I mean, Lightsworns do need a little bit more help besides just a charge back, and the card in general is not that broken. It just blocks an attack. I mean, it can come back to 2. It helps Lightsworns get some of that defense that they need, and other decks that use it. And unlimited, I have Magical Stone Excavation, Royal Decree, and Skill Drain. Honestly, why are these cards at 2? Like, no one's going to use Magical Stone Excavation ever. Skill Drain at 3 will help some other decks out, and Royal Decree should not have even gone to 2 in the first place. And the last card I have unlimited is Goblin Zombie, to give zombies a bit more support while not giving them their broken cards like Mizuki back at 2, like how it was last format. It was pretty scary. It'll help the searches go through faster for zombies, so the deck will see more play. Well, that's all the time I have right now. Leave your comments below and what you think. Again, I don't know the actual list. This is just my opinion. Well, that's all I have right now. See you later, YouTube.